What's up? What's up? This is EZ Elpee. I'm on the producers podcast, Crazy Drayz show. Let's get it.
Hey, yo, what's good, y'all? It's your man, Krazy to the Drayz Diggity Das Effects, bringing you back at you with another one on the Producers Podcast. Today's guest, out of this world. My man right here has done records with, he's done records with this one. He's records with that one. I'm talking big records. You might not know his name. But by the end of this, you're going to know, you damn sure know. You damn sure know.
Yeah, that was him.
You already know. Hey, yo, give it up for the one and only, the legendary EZ Elpee. Welcome to the show, my brother.
All right. Sounds good.
You already know. Thanks for joining me.
Yeah, yeah. Yep. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Okay. You already know, Drayz.
Yeah, yo, thanks for joining us. Yeah, I know you're a busy man out in these streets doing what you do. You know what I'm saying? Yo, for those who don't know, you know what I'm saying? You've been intricate in a lot of big records in hip hop, you know what I'm saying? And you no, am I lying? Come on now, you already know.
No, you're not lying. I mean,
you being modest. You being modest.
I be like, yeah, all my friends tell me that too. They be like, yo, you be real low key with it. I'd be like, yeah, because like when I started off, I'll just put my head down and say, all right, let me just keep going. Let me see what I could do next.
All right, and so my bad, but let's take it from the beginning. All right, it's not like everybody know EZ Elpee. Where you from, son? Where you from?
I'm from Soundview in the Bronx.
You from the BX? Okay. Okay. And being from the Bronx, right? That's Joe. That's that whole thing up there. That's what digging in the crates. That's my man Law Finesse and them, right?
Yeah, that's who I actually ran with, Law Finesse. Law Finesse is the person, Law Finesse and Buck Wallace, who gave me my start in the music industry. So it started from them. I used to drive for Law Finesse. Buck Wild was my friend first. So I used to be with Buck Wild a lot, like every day, we both used to do mixtapes together. So in the process of that, Buck was doing a tape in Rock and Will, and that's how we found Big L there.
And for those who don't know, Buck Wild has done records such as I Got a Story to Tell.
I got a story to tell. The Woe record.
He did Woe.
Yeah, the Faith record. I Love You. His catalog, Artifacts.
It's crazy.
Master OC. His catalog was very extensive.
So Buck Wild is your man, right? How do you know Buck Wild? Y'all grew up?
Well, no, we didn't grow up. How I met him, I couldn't even recall how I met him. But what happened was we had an in-common friend, which was Polo Joe. Polo Joe used to go to school with me in Evander. So that was our common friend, and I don't know how it came together, but it was like, I think I met him, and then, me and him took a liking to each other. I started going to his house on the regular. But that was when he was just DJing. So Finesse and Buck met. How they met, don't know. But they was cool. And I would just kind of hang around them, just kind of in passing. So I was the one that always had a car at that time. So I used to drive them, Finesse was big on what's the name of that car service? Not National. OJ. OJ's was big in the 90s. It started, I remember it as early as 77, 78 or whatever. But in the 90s, Lord used to always ride OJs. Everywhere you go, he'll put an OJ on hold. and we'll
Okay.
sit there 2-3 hours, whatever. So what happened was I kind of would like be the default. Like if he was going somewhere and we was all together, I'd just drive him. Like I was like the driver or whatever.
Yeah.
So then, Buck was like, well, I'm getting into producing. I was like, yeah, whatever. And I was like, all right, whatever. So he started it, and I still would hang around him. I wouldn't do beats, but I would just hang around him. And then Finesse was doing beats already. So, Finesse kind of taught Buck, but Buck kind of taught himself. And we got to a point where it was like he kind of looked at me and was like, yo, listen, you around us every day. You might as well do beats. It's like, why? Because you're around us every day. You might
Damn
as
it.
well do beats.
Damn it. Right.
Yeah, I was like, all right, cool. So that's how the beat started. So, I ran with them. My beats wasn't the best because like I'm going against Lord Finesse and Showbiz is right there, and then Buck Wild, and then there's Diamond D. Listen, I was the lower link. I was the lowest man on the totem pole.
When
Definitely, huh?
when they're doing all these beats, are they getting placements at this
Oh
time?
yeah, well, Showbiz and AG had an album out at that time.
Okay.
Finesse was going on to his second album at Giant Records with
Okay.
Giant Records, and then
Okay.
Diamond, he had already had his album out on
Okay.
Mercury. You know what I'm saying? So everybody kind of was situated. But like,
Okay.
but my personal friends was Lord Finesse and Buck Wild. Like those were
Okay.
my personal friends. Like everybody was, different branches. You know how you
Yeah.
got different branches, but these are my everyday dudes. So it's
Yeah.
kind of like I ran with them. And like they introduced me to the game all the way to my first placement. Like, I tried to give beats to a gang of people. Didn't work out so well. And then I had made one placement. I had made a placement with Pudgy the Fat Bastard. We had did like 2 records on his project with Max Goose and them. And then I worked with the group called Seduce. And it was
Okay.
like, okay, cool. That was all right. I mean, that was kind of the records never came out. So they kind of sat around. And then, my first placement the first placement I did that came out was Get Money. And that was
Boom.
by Mafia. Yeah.
Boom. So you already know we can't speed by that. So, okay.
hmm
So you got your beats. Your
hmm
sound is together. How long had you been doing beats by the time you got to?
My first placement might have been a
And
year,
that's like
maybe
a
perhaps a
year.
year.
You'd been doing beats for a year by then.
Maybe about, yeah, I was doing beats for about maybe a year and a
Okay.
half.
Okay.
As soon as I got my 1200 and my S950, I had an S950, but I had like a Lisa's HR16 first. And then Buck was like, yo, just go get the 1200. And I was working for the city at the time. So what I did was they gave me a buyout to leave because I was provisional. So I was like, okay, a provisional. All right, you're gonna give me $7,500 to leave, and you're gonna give me unemployment. So I was just like,
Cha-ching.
okay,
I'm out of
yeah.
here.
So I'm out of here, like you know what I'm saying. So I took the buyout. I went and bought a 1200, and I said, well, this is my career right here. This is my career.
Right.
You know
Right.
what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
And I mean, it was like at that time, it was like you're leaving a city job to do music.
Right.
Hmm.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know how wise I was, but making 18,000 a year wasn't a lot of money either.
Right.
You
Right.
understand what I'm
Wait,
saying? So,
who was in your ear like that was like, don't do it and do it? Who did you have any like, like,
my father
okay,
definitely was looking at me like, boy,
crazy.
you crazy. Like, I don't know
Yeah.
what the you want. But the funny thing is my father was working with the city too, and he had the same he had the same issue. So he had to take a buyout too because he was provisional and his job was, it was at the end of his rope. So we both left the city at the same time.
Crazy.
So, yeah, it was weird. So now we go from both having a job to not having a job and sitting in the house together. He had just divorced him and my mom's had just broke up. She moved to the city. So it was just like, okay, we gonna rough it out. So that's kind of how we did it. We just roughed it out. And let me tell you, that 7,500, 5,400 after the taxes, boy, that shit didn't last long.
Right.
Ooh.
Right. Right. Right.
Yeah, so then you
So
leaned on
it
your little unemployment.
so boom, you banging out beats within this year, and then how do you get to Junior Mafia then? Because Get Money is an anthem. We're gonna get to
because
that though.
okay, so on the first album, Lord Finesse did Suicidal Thoughts.
Right.
Him and Big, Buck, and Lord used to be on the phone snapping, like randomly on some random shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Or we'll be on the phone, we'll be snapping, Big would be in the back laughing, and be like, yo, you know, we should be on that. But my gateway to Big was Lord Finesse, actually. You know what I'm saying? So Lord Finesse he actually definitely played a big part. Played a big part. So that night when we went to Big Crib to play beats.
Okay.
So he was still on Fulton Street. He was still at St. James. He was still there in the 2-bedroom apartment. And
okay.
They said, all right, man, play me some beats, man. So, you know, at that time we was on cassettes.
For sure.
Pop cassettes in and just play beats. So Finesse played beats, Buck played beats. OG was with us. He played beats, and then I was last. Yeah. So the first beat I think I played was Get Money, to be honest with you.
How'd you feel about your skills at this time though? Were you confident in your beats? Because I know you've said in the past, like Big L passed on some of your beats, OC passed on beats.
Yeah, so, definitely. Yeah, but Big L said my beats suck. I used to be like, damn. I used to try to just like, let me just come back. Whoa. Let me just come back, give him another pack. He'd be like, no, dogs.
Oh, word.
Yeah. And then, you know, like, I'll say like OC was kind, you know what I'm saying? He'll take a listen, but you know, like mine's, if you listen to Buck Wild beats or Lord Finesse beats and then and even OG beats, and then you play mine's, I wasn't up to par, bro.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I know that. So, but I would take a shot. Like, you know, that's what it's about. You take your shot. But I took my shot and you know, it didn't work out sometimes.
Right. So you play big. So you play now. Why are you playing them beats? For his project or what's the occasion?
No, his project was out already. He was still sitting in the crib on St. James. And then
Ready to Die is already out.
Yeah, he said, his album is out. Ready to Die is out. It's maybe October, November-ish. He says, I'm doing Junior Mafia shit. Craig Callahan gave me a budget. Let's go. So, you know, that's what we was playing beats for. And I was like, so, you know, I played the beats. Then we left his house and I said, I got in the car. I said, can I ask y'all a question? Everybody's like, what? Did Big pick that beat? They said, it sound like it. I don't know. We'll see.
What'd he say? What'd he say when you played it? What'd he say?
He was like, he did the big. He was just like this. And he was like, think he fucking with it? I don't know. And then next thing you know, I got the phone call like, yo, we need you to come down here and lay this beat, man. We gotta get this beat. We gotta get the record done. It was kind of like on that, like, and I was like, all right, let's get the record done.
Did you think it was a hot get my where are you when you make the beat? Is it just a throwaway beat? What I mean, it's an anthem, bro. Did you know?
No,
did you love it?
I thought it was bigger than they thought it was. Like, I mean, I know they picked it, you know what I'm saying? But I thought that, you know, like we was in the studio and Big was like, oh, yeah, this is gonna be like, this ain't gonna be no single. I looked at him, I said, you sure? He was like, I was like, yo, bro, this record kind of hot, bro. He was like, nah, this is just an album joint. Okay. Well, you know, things changed because the record label heard it and it was like, shit, that's the shit to us. That's the next single left of Players Anthem to us. You know what I'm saying? So Clark Kent, he set it off.
Players Anthem. Shout out to Clark Kent.
Yeah. Yup. So he set it off, and then, you know, we was in the session. Clark was in there. You know, Clark was in my session, and like, you know, things that I didn't know. You know, he definitely was like, yo, no, you gotta do this, that, this. I mean, not as far as programming everything, as far as the clicking and the laying in and all of that other shit. So, you know, he was definitely in a session, and he definitely was, you know, he was a part of they whole shit. You know, when he's trying to get it up off the ground. So
yeah. For those who don't know, Clark Kent, he signed us too at
Oh,
Electra.
he
Yeah, it
did.
was
Okay.
yeah, Clark is big in our career as well in the beginning. And a real side story that I've heard is it true that Lil Kim passed on that beat? Or Nori passed on that beat?
No, that was Nori passed on Uchi Wally,
Nori
and Kim
passed on.
passed on Shyne's Bad Boys Anthem. Yeah,
That's crazy.
I thought it was actually I thought it was perfect for Kim, but I see artists, things going on.
Yeah,
Everybody got so much stuff going on. They just might not hear it, yo. They
at the
just
right
might not
time.
hear it. Like Dirk, I thought Uchi Wally definitely was for Nori. I had laid the beat. He didn't hear it at all. He came. He's like, I don't fuck with this, and I was like, really? You don't fuck with this? He was like, nah. I said, all right, cool. I'll get rid of it. No problem. I'll sell it. Yeah. So I was like, yo, thank you, Nori. Like,
Right,
really. I mean, but me
right.
and Nori made a lot of records together too. So it was like, I
Yeah, I
mean, that was
know.
just, you know what I'm saying? Like, but our shit was more like feeling type of joints though. Like, you know what I'm saying? And that was a party joint. So it's like it was totally two different things.
So
You know?
listen, so when you make Get Money, do you feel like do you feel vindicated now that guys like Big L and OC and other people passed on your beat? What did you feel like? I told y'all. No.
Nah, it was like the record came out and I was in a dark place because it was like, how am I coming back from this record? And this is my first record really being out there. So like now everybody is coming at me. It's like, yo, we want a single from you. And I'm like, in my head, I was like, I just started doing beats. A single? No, I just do records and I do records and then we'll see where it go. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm in a different I was in a different zone. Like I just like to do music off of how I feel. You understand what I'm
Okay.
saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like how you feel is how you should do music. You shouldn't go in the studio and be like, "Oh, I'm gonna do the club record
For
today."
sure.
Nah,
Been there.
that's
Yeah.
not how we do records. Like
Right.
we do records and we see how they feel. And you come out the studio, you go back, you listen to it in your car, and you be like, "Yeah, that's one. That
Mm-hmm.
might that's
Mm-hmm.
it. I fuck with this like that, or I don't
Mm-hmm.
fuck with it." It's like, or I just don't know, or we could do something better. Like so it just depends on the artist too. Like, so coming out of Get Money was like the roughest time of my life to me. It was the
Because
roughest
of
time
the
of my life.
pressure to follow up.
Yeah, your follow-up record. Yeah, your follow-up record, because your follow-up record is like you can have a whole fucking career off a follow-up record. So what I did was I went against the grain and I had known Royal Flush from him being in a session with Mike Geronimo because of Buck Wild doing Master OC. So that's where I met Roy Flush at, the
Okay.
Master OC session.
Yeah.
So Flush did the chorus for Master OC.
Mm.
The I'm so high, you so high, I be
Mm.
getting money till the day that I die. So
Mm-hmm.
we was working in Salon's father's studio. Yeah, that's where we did that record. It was like on 12th Street, on 12th Avenue over there off of 57th Street, 55th Street or something. So we went, that's how I met Flush. But in being in Unique Studio, I actually seen Flush in passing. And he was like, yo, man, what's up, son? I said, yo, you got that Get Money show? I was like, yeah. He was like, yo, I got a budget for my album. I'm at TVT. I was like, all right, cool.
Mm-hmm.
Well, fuck it, let's work.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, all right, cool. So like, TVT, that shit was a little different. You wasn't getting a check before you started really making the music because Steve Gottlieb was, he's different.
Mm-hmm.
At that time, he was different. So we go in the studio. First record we cut is Rotten Apple. Yeah, Rotten Apple. Rotten Apple was because I had Nas chorus on it and with the Dave Grusin sample. So we cut that record. We threw that out as a white label. And he still caught a little buzz. It was a nice little buzz key. So I
Mm-hmm.
was like, all right, cool. So we kind of still worked. Um Flush, he told me him and Capone was cousins. I was like, oh, Capone from Capone-N-Noreaga. He was like, yeah. I was like, yo, them niggas, because they was on the source. They had a nice buzz. They would say, yo, they like the new Mobb Deep, but a little bit different. And I was like, oh, all right, cool. So I was like, yo, we did this one record. I was like, yo, you know what? you should put like Capone-N-Noreaga on this record. He was like, for real? It's like, yeah, let's just do it down the line, put them on it. So we got them to Green Street, got in the studio, they jumped on a record, and that's how I met them. I was like, all right, cool. So me and Nori got cool. We got cool some kind of way. I don't know how the hell. But I had ended up seeing Traj one day at Loud Records on 12th Street. That's when it was there, right there by 14th Street, whatever. So, and then Traj was like, yo, my group working, man. We should, need to get in. I was like, all right, cool, whatever. So then, so I was working between Capone-N-Noreaga and Roy Flush. So one day we was in the studio with me and Flush was in the studio. I was like, man, yo, this like so we did Ice Down Medallions, but it didn't have no chorus. I was like, yo, we need to get Nori on the chorus on this record. He was like, you think so? Yeah, I'm telling you, man. It'd be hot. It'd be hot. Put Nori on it.
Yeah.
Put Nori on the record and shit. Got Nori to come down and say, yo, Nori, I'm about to get you a check, yo. He's like, yo, you give me a check? He's like, I'm gonna get you a check. Watch this. He did the chorus. I was like, oh yeah, we got a joint now. Yeah. Now we got a joint. So that was kind of the gateway for Flush to have a joint. And then like Nori got to get a video out of it, which was like promotion to me. It was like, yo, we're gonna get you a record out and you're gonna have promotion. I was like, then that started rolling, and then me and Nori just started vibing. One day I was in the crib and I said, yo, you gotta hear this beat, man. And that shit was like, dun, 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 dun.
Yo, get the bloody money.
Yeah. So he's in a crib. He was like, yo, bring that beat to me right now. I jumped in my whip, took my ass to Queens. I said, all right. Gave him the tape with the beat. He was like, all right. Then he called me. I went back home. He called me. He was like, yo, what you think about this? And then the nigga spit the rhyme. I was like, oh man, this gonna be it right here. I was like, this gonna be it. He was like, all right. He said, yo. So it was a couple of other beats he had. He's like, yo, we go to a session. Yo, son, we gotta knock like 3 records out, yo. Them niggas, you can't do one record in a session on Penalty Records. That wasn't heard of. Not the first album, no. It was no goofing off with the budget because that budget was mega low. It wasn't, I don't think that budget was hitting on nothing. So every time we went to the studio, you got to do 3 records.
Okay.
It was like that. So he went in, he did Bloody Money, we did Iraq See the World, and we did, I know we did another record. Whatever it was, Problems. Record called Problems. The Problems was we took the Bard record and I said, I had some problems. And I was like, and it was like, this shit actually beat was kind of hard, man. It's a definitely revisit type of beat. So we did that. And then, some time went on, whatever.
Hold up, fam. Hold up. Real quick. So I just want people to know too, I had to bring it out here. For those of y'all don't know, we talking about this classic right here. We talking about this classic album, The War Report. All right.
The War Report, yeah.
Yeah. If you don't know, this is The War Report. We talking about The War Report. But yo, E, when you do, because I mean that to me after Get Money, I think Bloody Money was like what your arguably next biggest record after Get Money, because.
Because I did an Artifacts record in between there. Okay. Dynamite Soul. I like that too. I like that.
Are you still in?
Yeah, but I was still like kind of, like I said, from Junior Mafia record, then it was like in transit, like, yo, which way you trying to go? Like, and in my head, I was like, yo, I like, because I was a DJ prior, and I was like, I want to do hip hop records. Like, that's kind of where I was at. Even though I had this big record that, did really good, to Get Money did well, like, you know what I'm saying? So I said, but I want to do hip hop though, like, you know what I'm saying, too. So, it was a weird, like I said, it was a weird space. And then after I started doing hip hop, then I said, I need some big records. Then I started, that's when I kind of started thinking differently with beats.
Okay. What do you mean? Like you changed your sound? What do you mean?
I was at the point where I was ready. So then when it was time to create beats, I knew what I wanted to.
Oh.
I kind of knew what direction I wanted to. If I ain't like it, you ain't heard it. You ain't gonna hear
Mm,
it. You know what I'm
mm,
saying? And if I think it's just a firecracker, firecrackers you don't hear, you hear bombs. You
mm,
know what I'm
mm.
saying? Things that I think is bombs, that's what I will play. And things that I thought was firecrackers, I keep to myself. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Or they would scrap ideas. So the thing was at like all around in that same time, by me being in like Unique Studio, I used to bump into Easy Mo B,
Mm,
and like I'll go on Easy Mo B sessions, and boy, he play some beats. I'll be
in-
like, oh
incredible.
my God,
Mm,
listen, yo,
mm, mm,
he had some beats that was just like, yo, bro,
mm,
you
mm,
did all that with that 1200. And he was like, yeah, and I'd be like, and it was like you surrounded by greatness, but you'd be like, yo, I'll never be this good. Like
Speaking
no.
of producers, like who else were you inspired by besides Easy Mo B at that time?
Moby, Sid. Sid was dope
Mm,
for me. Um, okay. I would say, oh, Q-Tip heavy influence. Oh, I love Q-Tip. Q-Tip is like he's the god. At that time, he's the god. Like his abstract picking records and taking it in the drums and how he make the drums sound when they get to the finished product. Q-Tip was like the god. He was the god.
you ever
Him.
met Tip?
Yeah, I met Tip
Okay,
definitely. I
okay.
never met. The funny thing is, I never met Large Professor though. And I mean,
Okay.
I used to kind of look at him the same way, but not
Mm,
really, because I just
mm,
like you know how you have a preference or a favorite.
mm, mm,
Q-Tip was a favorite.
mm,
Muhammad. So there was others, but for me, everybody, only certain people stuck out like sore thumbs for me. You know what I'm saying?
so
Oh,
so
Primo, definitely.
Primo.
Primo, definitely.
Mm,
Yo, definitely. Like
mm,
I was amazed what he does with records.
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
like he'll take a piece of nothing and make it classic. You'd be like, oh shit,
yeah.
how the fuck you did that? Like,
You talking
like
like
so I
a
was,
go ahead,
hmm?
go ahead.
Yeah, I just thought that he was. I think Primo was just very creative, like
Mm.
in his own right. Like he's in a class all by himself.
Mm.
Cute.
Are you referring to like the records they sample or how they do their drums or what do you
It was actually for Q-Tip and Primo. It was all around. I just think they was all Americans. Like
mm,
as far as beats, like what they do with records is like especially Primo and Tip, like what they do with records and how they choose their samples,
mm,
like that matters. Like
mm-hmm.
what I'm saying. So I'm not saying I mimic them, but I
Yeah,
definitely
yeah, yeah,
I like
yeah,
different sounding shit.
yeah,
Like I don't
yeah,
want my shit to sound like nobody else's, and,
yeah.
and I and I kind of thrived on that for my particular sound. I want you to put these records that I did
Mm-hmm.
and say you could not tell who did this, or that. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying? So like if you put me in a club, you'd be like, oh, you did that? Yeah, I did that. Okay. Oh, you did that? Oh, wow. And then like, you know what I'm saying? But I don't think I had a particular sound.
no,
You know what I'm
no.
saying? So
Where'd you get the
and I
sample from for Get Money? Like what record was that?
Sylvia Strickland.
Sylvia Strickland. Okay.
Yeah,
Do you
Sylvia
have like
Strickland.
a crazy because I know you come from the digging and the craze lineage per se.
Hmm.
Do you have like a crazy record collection? Is that how where you were coming as a DJ as well?
Hold on, let's take a walk.
Oh
I
yeah,
know I
it's
ain't
like
supposed to
that.
do this, but let's take a walk.
All right, let's get into it.
Let's take a walk.
Yeah.
So my let's take a walk. I see you got the plaques in the background. I said, oh,
Oh
okay,
yeah,
that's cool.
yeah,
Yeah, that's cool, yo. But let's take a walk though. Hold
yeah,
on.
yeah.
So when we take a walk in my crib, this
All
this
right.
this is how I go up in my crib, and this is like the staircase, and we'll go up, and
You
boom,
already know.
this they go to Cardi plaque. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
you beat me to it. Yeah, the Cardi party,
All
Cardi.
right,
You
yeah,
already know.
this is a little bad baby plaque or whatever.
Oh, you
Then we
already
go on.
know.
Then I've got joints missing, but just a little Cardi plaque,
You
whatever.
already
But
know.
yeah, so then then we go into this catalog, and then you got the Rockefeller shit. And,
You already know. I told you, you might not know, but you're gonna learn. You're gonna learn.
so you go here, we got that's the Bad Boy
The
remix, right?
remix, we invented
Yeah,
the remix. You already
then we
know.
go through, then right here be Shyne shit probably. They go
Right.
Shyne.
Bad Boy
Then we'll
Anthem, you
go,
already know.
yeah, then we'll go here. We'll move around. They go Prodigy shit.
You already know. HNIC, you already
Yeah.
know. You
Then you go
already
to
know.
Nori.
You
Then you
already
go.
know.
Then you
Melvin
go to
Flynn.
Foxy.
You already know. Fox B, Fox Boogie.
Yeah. Then
So
you
much
go this
platinum on
way.
the walls. What's that?
Melvin Flynn.
You already know.
All right, this
God's,
is a T. That's
The
a
other
T
one was
Wayne
God's
plaque.
favorite. Yep.
Then they go Junior M.A.F.I.A. This is my first plaque right here.
Okay.
It's my first plaque.
Yes, sir.
This is my first platinum.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
Then we got
sir.
Belly. I'm on
Yeah.
Belly.
Yeah.
Flex Tunnel. Flex Tunnel.
Yeah.
Now we go into the room of mess. Because
the vault.
Yeah, so we'll take it back. Taking it back. I still got mine. Didn't go nowhere. Yep. And then we got the room with the mess of records, videos, what? This room is the best but the worst.
That's it. That's it right there. Oh man, if I would have known you was gonna do that, I'd have said, yo, pull up something for me. Pull up that Give Money, pull up. Yo, E, my favorite beat from you is Bloody Money. If you know, you already know. We did an album, right? I can't remember the album, but we did a song called Right Now. For all years, I was like, yo, I need a track like Bloody Money. So go back and listen to it. It's probably, it can't hold a candle to you, but yo, Bloody Money is my joint. You already know.
Yeah. So it's like, for me, it was like, man, fucking records, man. I go in that room and I look at the records, I'll be like, oh, I gotta clean this up. This is such a mess. But then on the other side, I'll be like, nah, that's how it's supposed to be.
You already know. You already know. Yo, let's jump ahead since you flashed that Cardi card on me. How you link with Cardi B? What's the deal? Tell us.
All right. What'd you do? I was in
go back to the light.
Okay, hold on. I'm getting ready to go back now. Yeah. So I was in my house one day. My little cousin comes in here one day and says, hey, me and my partner do beats. Oh God, y'all do beats. Here we go. All right. So he says, yeah, me and Sam. You're Sam. Okay. All right. So they come over. Say, yo, the name of our group is called 30 Rock. That's our production name. I said, oh, 30 Rock. Okay, great. So then my cousin says, fast forward, my cousin stops doing beats. And Sam kept doing beats. So he kept the name. And I was at, how we go through what's that shit? Burnt Out.
Yeah.
I'm burnt out. I don't want to do music. I hate y'all. Y'all suck. Yo, y'all don't have no appreciation. The madman shit. The mad producer, mad rapper.
Yeah.
We're just mad. Because we're burnt out and nothing's working out. So sitting in the crib, come in, they play beats. I'm like, all right. So he kept doing beats. My cousin stops. He comes back and he had like 4 or 5 people that wanted to sign him. And I was like, oh, that's good. And he was like, yo, but I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. And I was like, you got this, you good. So he ends up signing with Mike Will. Like we kind of went back and forth. He signs with Mike Will. And I'm like, all right, cool. Mike Will, we could work with this. So what ends up happening is we worked with it. I kind of went mentorship mode.
Okay.
And shit. And so what happened was we worked. We wasn't, and then shit, it felt like nothing wasn't really happening like that. And then he he did a record with Mike Will for Gotti,
Yo
and it
Gotti.
took. Yeah, yeah, he did a record with Yo Gotti, and it took off. And I
Mm,
was like, oh, cool, we got something to work with. So we kind of flew out to LA. The person that does his publishing, I had known him because he used to be at Rockefeller, Ryan Press. Then once Ryan Press saw me, it was like, oh, okay. Oh, you with him? All right,
mm,
cool. Because he wasn't just another producer signed to Warner Chapel. It was like, oh, there's a producer signed to Warner Chapel, but my man is with him, so it makes it,
mm.
it makes it more
Yeah,
appetizing. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah.
So he starts looking out, whatever, whatever, whatever. But then me and 30 trying to figure it out. And then one day we all sitting around. I was like, yo, we got this phone call about Cardi shit. And I was like,
What?
yo, listen, if you got the phone call about Cardi, she had blood, this, man, these bloody shoes, da 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 da.
Mm,
Bodak Yellow was out. It was at like
mm.
3 million, 4 million. All right, cool. Said 3, 4 million. They needed a single to come out immediately, like so it could just follow up to
Okay.
lead to the album because we heard a good amount of the records on the album. I was like, okay, this album gonna be it, but it needed a record. 30 and Cheese went in the studio and they did the beat,
Mm.
and then a whole lot of other ideas got done, and I said, okay, cool. Let me walk this record to. I walked the record into Atlantic and to Chris Jones. I walked it to Chris Jones. So Chris Jones was like, he was like, oh, this is all right. But
What's the
then
name of the record?
Bartier Cardi,
Body of Cardi. Okay.
the second single. So
Okay.
we walked it to them. I got lucky that day. Drama was in there. Drama heard it. Drama was
Mm.
like, yo, this him. This him. This is the one. Like so. Drama played a big part in it, and it was a lot of different people that played a key into it. But we just walked in the studio the right day, and
Mm.
like the stars just aligned that day, and from the stars aligning, that's what happened. You know
How
what
do
I'm
you feel
saying? So,
about the new sound? Because coming from where you come from, being a part of
mhm.
a record like that, how do you feel about the transition of the music?
I love this transition of the music, and I got to appreciate it by being next to 30 because it was like, okay, this is the younger generation. This is how they do it. If you're hand in hand with them while they do these records, then you have a greater appreciation for it than standing from the
Afar.
sidelines
Mm.
and seeing it from the sidelines and being a hater or a congratulator, whichever side you decide to be on. But when
Mm-hmm.
I'm sitting in the process of these records and the records is being made and whatever, whatever, it just like I said, it's like a newfound appreciation for their music.
Mm. Did you
So,
actually go ahead? I'm sorry.
no, go ahead.
Did
You
you
fine.
actually meet Cardi in the
No,
process?
no,
Okay.
nope,
Okay.
didn't even meet them. Not
Yeah.
even at all.
Yeah, I know a
Mm-mm,
lot
not,
of records are done. You over here, I'm over there. So,
no, well,
do the
yeah, well, like I said, yeah, I mean, yeah, well, anyway, everything was delivered to her.
right.
All she had to do was
Do what she do.
do her, and
Right.
she did her well, like she always does. She's a performer. She knows
She's
how to
yeah,
know.
yeah,
She knows how to perform. Like
yeah,
so, you're not worried once it's in our hands.
yeah. You
It's just
already
her,
know.
just
Yeah.
knocking it out and then making sense. Like you know what I'm saying. And then her peoples that she worked with, Daryl Jones and Brooklyn Johnny and all of them.
Yep.
Yo, they a pleasure. They're a pleasure to work with. Like you know what I'm
Yep.
saying. It's not like once you got something that they want to fuck with, they are a pleasure to work with.
Yeah.
They not assholes at all. Not
Yeah.
like a lot of people. You know what I'm
Uh-huh.
saying? So,
Hmm.
but
Hmm.
they actually, you should know Darryl Jones.
Yeah, for
You know
sure. You
Darryl.
already know. You already know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
already
So,
know.
so I don't have to say too much, but definitely, it was a pleasure to get the record there and deliver it and it does what it does. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying?
Hmm.
And then you
Hmm.
just you take it. It's another one in the books. You move on.
You already
That's
know.
how it be.
So, let's rewind. So, You threw me off with all that goodness on that candy on the wall. You already know all that.
Yeah.
So listen.
Yeah, and I'm still missing shit. I got Travis Scott plaques missing. I got Rick Ross plaques. I got a ton of plaques that's still missing. I'm gonna just fill it in.
So yo, E, I know you've done a lot of records. Can you tell me some of the, because your list is crazy long. Can you tell us some of the artists you've worked with and some of the songs that you've produced?
Okay, so we'll start. Get Money, Junior Mafia, Royal Flush, Ice Down Medallions. There's a gang of other ones. Capone-N-Noreaga, Bloody Money, Iraq See the World, Noreaga album, I Love My Life, Belly album, Sometimes, Bad Boys Anthem,
Shyne,
Shyne, Uchiwali, Brave Hearts,
G-Dep.
Oh yeah, G-Dep, Special Delivery. Sheesh, Foxy Brown, Broken Silence, Prodigy, HNIC, Getaway, Mobb Deep. Get Away from Mobb Deep.
One of my favorites. Raekwon.
Yeah, one of my, oh yeah. Dem No War on Funk Master Flex album. Yeah, that record was fire too. Right. Yeah.
Snoop. I seen Snoop up in there somewhere.
Yeah. Tell it like it is. Snoop. Shit. All the way up to, Little Kim. Can't touch this. What's that? Get in touch with us. Little Kim. That was on her third album. Let's see.
Well, that's I mean, that's off the head. You already know. That's off the head.
Yeah.
So.
It was very the catalog is.
Which of those records, like I was saying before, which of those records are you most proud of? That you're like, man, I'm really proud that I got to do that joint.
Oh, I don't know which way should I go with as far as lucrative wise, or just the one of the because there's some records that I love, but they didn't do those kind of numbers.
Okay, let's talk about what record got you that big ass mansion down there. Let's go lucrative.
It was a mixture of everything. Shit, it was a mixture of everything, but definitely. I ain't gonna even hold you. If it wasn't for Get Money, it wouldn't be none of this.
Okay.
Like that's the start. That's the beginning. So if it wasn't that, then it wouldn't even be no me.
Right. You know, E, why I do this podcast is because I always, for me as a rapper, as an artist, I always, if I did Day One Effects, my face is everywhere. Everybody knew me, but the producers to this day, so I always that was in my mind, like, man, who did that beat? I got to find the guy who did that beat. You know what I mean? So for somebody like you that did freaking Get Money, and this joint is ringing off across the country.
Right.
You could just be walking anywhere and your joint was playing and people just right by you.
Everywhere, I'm walking right by it.
Like, do you like that anonymity, that sense of privacy? Do you love, or
yes,
you do?
Like, unless I'm with my girl, and then my girl will just blow my spot up. She'd be like, my boyfriend did that record. I'll be like,
right.
She's like, yes, I do it on purpose because you're so honest. And I'd be like,
right. Oh my god. Right. That's crazy.
I mean,
that's crazy.
That's her.
That's crazy. So Get Money is your record of, yo, man, that's your accomplishment. I ain't mad at you.
You feel like I feel like if you didn't have that, then it wouldn't be no LP.
So listen, you're doing you're kind of in now with Nori. Well, let me ask you a question on the Bloody Money. How come Capone ain't on that joint? Am I mistaken? He's not on that, right? Was he locked up at the time?
On that? No, he wasn't locked up at the time. He got locked up after that. It was just a Nori solo record. It was like, how much. Yeah, and then Capone had it, so he got Capone Bone. Capone Bone on the album is Capone solo record.
Okay. Yeah.
So it was
one
of
those things.
It was just one of those things, yeah. So it just, I mean, it's a classic though.
Yeah, for
Shit.
sure. You already know. It took me a minute to even realize, yo, Capone ain't even on this record. I was enjoying it so much. You know what I mean? It's crazy. So boom, you got that. Now you going with, you know what I mean, with Bloody Money. You got the War Report ringing off in the streets. What's the next thing that happens for you? Is it Uchiwali? Because you got this Queens connection.
No, what happened was Capone got locked up.
Okay.
This is when that's when everything actually got weird. It got weird because Capone was locked up. Nori was running around. He actually had got with Nas and Jungle. He had got with Jungle.
Okay.
Jungle was Nas's brother.
Yeah.
And Jungle was influential in his career. Like, nobody really says it, but like if you was around, Jungle was a part of Noreaga in this transition. He ends up getting on that Dr. Dre the Firm album, right? So when he got on the Firm album, he's like, oh, okay, now you with Nas, and I was like, all right, cool, this looks good. All right, we start working on NORE album. So Trackmasters jump in. It's like, oh, this is gonna be a big album because now Trackmasters is here. It's like, okay, and like the budget, I don't think the budget was solidified just yet because they had to give Nori a good budget because of everything he had going on. And he wasn't going to go in the lab and give them anything till they showed him the money like Jerry Maguire. So
what's he working on? Is he working on Melvin Flint? Is that what he's working on?
He was working on NORE.
NORE, okay.
Chris Lighty became the manager.
Okay.
So that's when the show
started.
began. The show started once Chris got there. Now, Chris is from my block.
Okay.
So he used to live across the street from me. So on the DJ, like his cousin, Big B, like I grew up with Big B, but Big B moved, Chris Lighty moved into his apartment. So when I needed records, Chris Lighty had to plug at Job. So I knew Chris Lighty before all of this. But when Chris Lighty got into it, it was like, okay, this is going to turn into something else for real, because Chris Lighty gets bags.
Yeah.
Well, at that time, you heard his name. We're going to get you the bag. So, so in the process of all of that, I end up becoming Nori's DJ. So I went from producing to, all right, I'm going to go on a roll with Nori. So, all right, we almost at the end of NORE. Neptunes gave him a beat. We sitting in Miami at the Kent Hotel.
Okay.
The shitty ass. Well, at that time, that's the first time we ever been to Miami. It was like,
okay.
We was 97 going to 90, might have been 98-ish because it was early because his album came out like June. So Neptunes come with this beat. It was like, hear these helicopters in the mansion, because that part was already there already.
Yeah.
Then it was just the beat.
Yeah.
Then Dory is like, he said, yo, come to my room. And I was like, come to your room for what? Y'all want to play you something, man. Tell me what you think. I go in the room, he played his beat. I was like, I ain't going to even hate. This shit fucking hard as fuck.
Right.
He was like, yeah, this shit hard, right? I was like, who the fuck did that? So kids called it Neptunes. I said, bro, yo, you do this record?
Yeah.
We're going to be doing shows. He was like, you're going to be doing shows? Shows. Yo, listen, he went and did that record. He wrote the record in Miami at the Kent Hotel. We left Miami, and that's the time. This is the crazy shit. When we went to the Kent Hotel, that's the first time we met DJ EFN. This is 1997 going to 98. EFN has been around since before the NORE album. Yep, definitely. And it's crazy. And it's crazy to fast forward to the day, and now they got
Drink Champs. Right.
Exactly. Right. But yeah, that's where I met DJ EFN right there.
Wow.
You all met at the same time.
So you was DJing for Nori for a while on tour. That's crazy.
And so then it was like, the tours, it was good. It was great money, but I wanted more money, and I
Okay.
was already capped out. I'm like, capped out. I'm going back to go do some beats, man.
Some
Fuck this shit.
producer.
But
Okay.
yeah, because it was like, yo, listen, I fucked around and I had kids on the way. I had like a lot of different things going on. So I was just like, yo, listen, man, I really needed more money. So I had to dip from the tour shit so I could get back into producing because I needed money, not a little
Show
bit of
money.
it. Yeah, like show
Yeah.
money was cool, but not what I wasn't.
Yeah.
I needed more. Me
You
personally,
already know. You already know. Show money, slow money. Yeah. No money.
no. Show money
No, I'm
wasn't.
kidding.
Yeah,
No, I already
we had
know.
a gang of shows, but it
Yeah,
was
you
just
already know.
yeah, my fee wasn't. Yeah, my shit wasn't hitting on.
So boom, so you get back into the producing, and then is that shortly after with the Nas connection? Then
Yeah,
you
what
you
happened
do.
was I kind of went back into producing, and then it was this one B tape, right?
Mhm.
One B tape. I took it to Cypher Sounds when he was at what's that record label over there in the village? Oh, where High Tech and all of them and Most Def was signed to. Forget the name of the label. It was a big label, but like had like a lot of underground hip hop artists,
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
Anyway, so I went over there. He was an A&R over there, and I was like, I gave him the B tape. On this B tape was Bad Boys Anthem, Uchi Wally. It was a beat. It had 8 to 10 beats, but this B tape had it all.
Had it all.
Had it all. Every time I seen Cypher, he say, "Man, I knew I should have forgot that fucking beat, man." And then the other one, yo, I see Shyne. Shyne was like, "That damn Uchi Wally was on my fucking beat tape." I was like, "Yeah, but you passed on it." But he still picked some other shit.
Yeah, right,
You know what I'm saying? So I was like,
right,
but then it was just like, that's okay. We back here. We back in producer mode.
right.
Then that's what led me back to having a conversation with Puff and becoming a bad boy hitman. So it was like,
Okay.
it was like a
But take me through Uchi Wally though. How what was the.
Also, I told you I was in a session with Nori. I played in the beat. He ain't fuck with it. So I went um Horse Jungle, Nas. They was in another studio in Queens. So me and my man Gino was like my manager at that time. Yeah, Gino. He like one of my best friends too. But we
Mhm.
get over there. Um, he said, "Yo, Nas, I'm in the studio." A word? Yeah, let's just go over there and play some beats. Went over there, played some beats. That Uchi Wally came on. It was like this. Everybody started looking. They was like, all right, leave that tape. Leave that tape. Leave that tape right there. And
Yeah.
like me and Horse, that's the crazy shit because me and Horse got cool. Like we cool. Like I just got off the phone with him about 45 minutes ago. So it was like, I was like, so man, yo, Horse believed in that damn record. He took that shit
Mm.
to Clue. Clue played it, and
Yeah.
that shit stuck.
Mm.
Yeah, it stuck. Like so, Clue,
Mm.
Clue had a hand in that. He actually had a hand.
And Nas isn't on that joint though, right?
The first version, no,
No, but he's
no,
on the what remix?
no. I think by the time we made
No.
the album, he was on it.
Ah, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
What he saw he saw what it was doing.
the label was like, "Yo, you got to get on the
Uh,
album. You're getting
yeah,
on this
yeah,
record, and then we're spinning the bag on this record right here. This is the record.
yeah,
This is what's going to take us
yeah.
where we gotta go." And he got on the record. He did it. I came in, I heard it, said, "This is gonna work."
Mm.
I don't know if it was his favorite or not, but it worked. That's
Okay, so this is like year two. We in 2000, right? We in 2G around 1999, 2000.
that's 2000. That came out
Yeah,
January 2000. If I'm correct. Yeah, 2000.
yeah. And it seems like you had a good year or a great year in 2000, because then after that is
Sean,
it
it Sean got
Shyne?
the drops too. Yeah, yeah. That's Sean.
Okay, so let's boom. Did I hear somewhere you were saying again? Maybe you were that record came at the perfect time in your life. Maybe you were saying.
Yeah, because I was in my transitional stage again. Because I believe like for my career, it's always been oh, you're getting ready to go through a transition again. You're gonna hit the bottom before you can get back to wherever you're trying to be at. And I mean, throughout my whole life, it's been like these challenges. Like even being out here in Atlanta was like I was out here in Atlanta in 2004, five. I was undecided for many years, and then I hit rock bottom, and I ended up back here. I always had the crib. The crib been here, so I was like, what am I do now? And I'll go through this transitional stage,
Mm.
and it'll get better than it was before.
Of course,
It
it's
just
always
better.
like that.
Yeah, it'll be better than it was before. And it was like
Mm.
I think my last rut, like I've never hit the bottom like that in my life. Like I hit a
E,
huh?
because of what? The music changed, work wasn't coming in. What are we
Yeah,
talking?
I'll say it wasn't only it was about music, but it wasn't about music because past the music, then there's personal shit. Like you know what I'm saying?
Okay,
So
it's personal.
your personal life has a big effect on your music. Like
You
that's just
already
like
know.
yo, if you don't have your whiz, or you have your whiz and you and your whiz is in two different spaces,
Mm-hmm.
or your whiz is demanding a lot of stuff out of you that
Mm.
you can't like I can't give you that. Like, what about this? I have to pay attention to this. Like
Mm.
then you got kids and you're supposed to pay attention to the kids, and like
Mm.
a lot of us, quote unquote, um, we go through different trials and tribulations. We're not 9 to 5ers. You know
You
what I'm
already
saying?
know. We're
We're,
artists.
yeah, we're artists in whichever way you want to. And you can try to change us if you want, but you still
Mm-hmm.
got to respect the artistry. And being that you're an artist, things you're
Mm-hmm.
different. You're not like your last dude that got a job at wherever,
Yeah.
Food Depot,
Yeah. Yeah.
Pathmark,
Yeah.
or whatever,
Yeah.
like
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
anything, Saks Fifth Avenue, whatever, or at
Mm-hmm.
New Stocks. Like you're not like
With
them.
Bethel.
Yeah,
We're
exactly.
special.
Yeah, we're special. We're special. Yeah, we're special all the way
We're
around.
special,
We're
bro.
fucking weird. Like, you gotta handle us with a different type of care because that's just
Right.
us. But you know, so my rock bottom, it wasn't music. It was like, well, the music
Mm.
is already in the shit can because Pro Tools came. Pro Tools came and threw
Oh,
it in the shit can. Because remember, before we can go, you like a beat. Okay, I'll go lay the beat when you send a check over. I'm in the studio the next day.
mm-hmm.
Or had a check for me when I get to the studio and I'm gonna lay this beat.
Mm-hmm.
No, that went away. There's no more of that. Now
Mm-hmm.
it's, oh, let us hear the beat. We're gonna cut the record, and if it make it, then we'll call you back and we'll finish off or do paperwork and all of that. So, like, coming from our generation to the new generation, man, that shit suck ass. Like it sucks. But you don't have no alternative but to deal with it now, right?
You
And that's
sure
just what
don't.
it is. So
You
it's
sure
like,
don't.
so your career is gonna go whichever way it's gonna go. Your madness, you're
Mm-hmm.
gonna be mad, you're gonna be frustrated because, oh, you think everybody's supposed to be calling you. No, they move
Fuck
on.
out of
Just
here.
like
Right.
everybody moves on. It's just
Mm-hmm.
nobody holds it forever. And that's what a lot of people don't understand. Nobody holds it forever. Like
You already
nobody's not
know.
gonna hold a crown. Like, you know what I'm saying? We have seen them come, we've seen them go. We've seen
Mm-hmm.
them, you know what I mean? And if they made a bag when they did what they were supposed to do, then they good. And if
God
they
bless them.
didn't,
Mm-hmm.
now they figuring out alternative ways to figure out how to come up with the bag because they're not
Mm-hmm.
the person they used to be. You understand what I'm saying? So that's the catch 22. So I hit the ground. I mean, I hit the bottom. Bottom meaning come back here. There's no cars. There's bad credit. There's everything. Any and everything that could be wrong. There's backup and child support. It's what I mean. Like, so you're just trying to figure out. Let me figure out my life. How I'm gonna fucking come up with the paper to make this happen. I'm
Oh
not gonna
shit.
hit lotto.
Oh
That's
shit.
that's not gonna happen. You're not gonna hit lotto. You're not.
Okay.
You're not gonna
Shit.
hit lotto. And the money you was getting before, you're not getting that right
Not getting
now.
that
You're
right
not getting
at
that. So
all.
let's
Okay.
figure out how to start this shit all over again and figure out how you can find your way. So I came back to Georgia. Let's see.
Okay.
I came back to Georgia. It was 2010. no cars, and then had to start from the bottom and start figuring it out. And then and then when I could afford to get a car, it wasn't the car I wanted. It was some bullshit. It was like, I ride this now. Yo, just I had a range. Before that, I had two BMs. I had two
Right.
BMs and a fucking truck. And you like, I used to have four cars in the fucking driveway. I'm not used to this. This is different now.
So this is after Bad Boy Shyne?
Yeah, this is all, because now we're talking 2010.
2010. So
later.
So hold up, fam. So hold up. So Bad Boys was in 2000 though.
Yeah, that's 2000.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So I can't rush past that because that's a huge record though. Right. So boom. You make Bad Boys for Shyne. First off, I'm Jamaican, so all the Jamaicans out here was going crazy to hear Son on the record, Barrington Levy on the record. So
that shit
was that you sampled him or was that him in the studio?
No, he went to the studio. He did that.
You went to the studio with him?
Yeah, he did that. Yeah. Yeah, he did that. That's what made that. Because remember the first version that went out, if you was around at the time, the first version didn't have Barrington Levy on it. Yeah, it was just him and his rhymes. And then Barrington Levy got
dig that
up.
Barrington Levy whose idea was it to get him on the record?
Bobby Springsteen. Bobby Springsteen.
And for those who don't know, Bobby Springsteen is,
he used to be at Bad Boy Records. He's I mean, I don't know exactly what he's doing now, but he was influential in that record. Definitely.
So you make the beat, you bring it up to Puff, and then what? It's just anybody can hear it?
What it to Bobby Springsteen.
Okay, and then he played it for Shyne?
Yeah, he played it for Shyne, because Shyne used to go there. He used to record at Daddy's house.
Okay. So you get the call, Shyne wants to rock with it. You go in the studio with Shyne and cut it?
No, Shyne actually cut a bunch of my records. This is like maybe Shyne might have cut about 6-7 of my records, and 2 made the album. Or 2 made the album, or whatever. And actually, it was like some of the records I heard when everybody else heard it. Then it was like,
so you still holding on to Shyne unheard records?
They're out there.
They've since been in the world. Okay,
they're out there. Yeah, they out there. They on YouTube.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Too modest, bro. You're too modest, bro. You're too modest. So you blow up. You can't say that record was a huge. I mean, that was the record of the damn time when that record came out.
Man, that record's still hard. You put that shit on right now. Yo, I go to the club. I hear that in the club. Like, I hear Uchi in the club and Special Delivery in the club and Get Money. You hear every freaking night. But that Shyne record was a special record, man. Oh,
yeah, right.
Yeah, that was a special record. Like, everybody that tried to, there was other records that had Jamaican influence in it, but it wasn't like, nobody had a record like that, yo. Nobody had a record that record.
What gave you what made you want to do that kind of Jamaican hip hop thing? It was just experimenting.
I am, if you know me, I love Grace Jones. Grace Jones is like, I remember in the 80s and 83, 84, when she came out with Pull Up to the Bumper. I was like, oh my God. Like, her fucking voice is so infectious. It's like, oh my God. Like, I have a thing for fucking Grace Jones. That's the game. I have a thing for her, and I will listen to her whole collection and be in heaven. Like Barry White. Her and Barry White was like, Barry White, when I was a kid, the Stone Gone album, him with the piano, with the blue sky and everything in the background, pink, white, and thing with the pink white frame around it. Yo, bro, those is albums. Yeah. Like, So like, when I was growing up, man, I used to love my music, man. Music was my girl. That was my girl.
Right.
Like,
me too.
I can. Yeah, like music is.
Yeah, you fell in love with music. We already know, because I'm there too. It was a moment, you know what I mean? Like, oh shoot, I was like 14, 15 in high school, and I just fell in. I was younger than that, actually. I fell in love with rhyming at 14, 15. But when I was 11, 12, I just fell in love with hip hop. And then as I got older, I fell in love with music.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? I'll be playing some stuff. My peoples be like, why is he playing that country song? Bro, I love music. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because it was like,
it's one of those.
Yeah, like fuck
you know.
Yeah, like because there's some records that I got in my iTunes, man, and it'd be like, what are you listening to that for? And I can remember like the first time I heard the records. I remember one she got Betty Davis eyes, right? So like that's a weird, it's probably a weird record for us, but I remember being in the bridge on the George Washington Bridge going to Virginia, because I was born in Virginia, but I was raised in New York. But I could remember taking trips and these records playing in the background of my father's Barracuda, and I used to be like, ooh, like, so it brings me back to a certain time, man. Music does that. Like my father, he passed away, and like it was like I remember as a kid he used to play like that Barry White. I used to be like, oh my god.
Speaking of your pops, so it's funny that your pops, you fired, you're in the crib. How is he reacting when all these big records are out now? Is he proud now? Like, my son, nah?
Pops didn't give a shit about that.
Nah, come on, son.
Well, Pops didn't give no shits about it. He was like, even when I was making it, he was like, you think you some big shit, nigga? He'll say shit like that. He was like, you think you some big shit because you made some records?
Was he clowning or?
Yeah, on the regular.
But no. But was he proud of you though? Because you made it though.
I don't. You know what? He never said it. He never said it. I don't know. I have to. I would have to ask my mother on that, because he never said it out loud. He really used to chump me off. Be like, man,
really?
Some big shit because you done made some records. I don't give.
What about your moms?
Oh,
Was she gave it up? Okay.
Yeah, because even before I did it, I asked her. So Mom, what do you think if I do this? She was like, well, I think you need to chase your dreams. For real? She's like, yeah, I think you need to chase your dreams. I believe in you. I think you can make something of yourself. And
I'm always that.
And she was like, me and your father, we invested a lot in you, like musically, like, because I used to always ask for money for records, and at like 10, I was like, Dad, you gotta buy me 2 turntables and a mixer so I could DJ, and like my father is weird. Even though he didn't say it, he invested in me in it. He must have believed in it to some kind of degree because he invested in it. And then when he didn't invest no more, I remember getting 2 Audio Tech turntables and a pyramid mixer. And I was like, man, this ain't what Jam Master Jay got. But okay, I'm gonna work with this until I can figure out how to get the next level. Yo, do you know? So I don't know how I did it, but I ended up getting 2 1200s, and I went and made. The funny shit is, I have the Jam Master Jay mixer right upstairs right now. The one that the funk rock box and all that GLI the pyramid, the GLI Numark mixer. It's sitting in my room right now.
No, you mean a mixer like it, not the actual mixer.
I have the actual mixer, the exact same one.
How'd you get?
I still have it from when I was young. And I went and got a cabinet for it so you could drop it down into it, because it was so big it wouldn't fit on the table. You had to put it in a cabinet. I still got everything still sitting upstairs. Like, it's just.
Yeah. Does that MP still work upstairs? Is it plugged up? Was that joint ready to go?
My MPC is downstairs. That work. I got a couple of other MPCs. Like, yeah, definitely everything is in here. Besides my first MPC, my ex-wife destroyed. She broke it. She just. I was like, yeah, well, you know how that should go. That's a whole another part of my life. That's why I said,
that's a whole nother.
Yeah, that's why I said, like, after all of that was over and I'm married and all this other shit, it was like, drama.
Yeah. You were a big time producer by now, so you had all the spoils, all the riches. I could dig it, and then boom, shit turned out to
between
I
that
could
and
dig
doing
it.
that and doing tours, like when you do tours,
Yeah.
say less.
Yeah, say less. Listen, listen, hold up. So, because this could go on and on. Let's stay on track. So, boom, you on Shyne, right? Boom,
Right.
You the man after that. Mm-hmm. What is the next big record then after that for you?
After the Shyne,
because that's 2000, and then by 2010, you're on the way to Atlanta.
I did Shyne. I did. Was she Shyne? I don't know. What the hell? I went probably start working with Capone-N-Noreaga again. I don't know. It was, this is. I did. Young Guns. I did this record called Problems for Young Guns. I know I did Memphis Bleak. I was on Memphis Bleak's second album. I did I was doing a bunch of stuff. It was just kind of sporadic all over the place for a good minute. Yeah.
Okay. I know you worked with Prodigy on HNIC. You did what, the title track?
Yeah, we had did a record prior to that called Gun Love with Slick. It was just Prodigy on it at first. Then we got Slick Rick on it. Then the damn Montel Jordan stole our beat and shit. So yeah.
What beat?
Do 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 do. The name of the record is called Gun Love. It's, if you go on YouTube, it's up. We was playing it in Violator.
Oh shit.
The motherfuckers on the other side heard that record.
Oh shit.
Next thing I know, Montel Jordan got a record to it. So he got to beat us to the punch with the record. Oh yeah. So you can't tell me they didn't hear that in the building. But either way, we got beat out. I feel like I got beat out of hit record because Gun Love, that shit, that was like I Gave You Power, but it was it was talking about a gun. It was like I Gave You Power with Nas, but it was a Prodigy version. So we did that record. Then we said, all right, cool, we're gonna put Slick Rick on it. So we put Slick Rick on it. He was like, don't hurt me again. Don't hurt me again. I was like, oh yeah, this is fire right here, yo. Yeah, but I got you.
It's funny because I feel like did you ever have you seen Montel to tell him anything? Nah, it's just one of those never in a safe space.
Wouldn't even know anyway, because remember Montel's from LA. So that was a New York thing. That's my personal opinion. Or if he just so happened to do it, I find that ironic because that record ain't no common record.
Yeah. I find it funny that you didn't just after talking about the Shyne record that you didn't like the G-Dep. For those who don't know, you did Special Delivery. I find that that record doesn't come automatically to mind as one of your big records during that time.
It does, but it don't, because it's just because of that time of my life, I was just all over the place. You know what I'm saying? I knew we went in the studio, we cut the record, right? Me and him cut the record together. Then it didn't have no chorus, and the chorus finally got on it. And it was I remember being in Miami, and I was on vacation with my wife, and at that time, and the record came on. She was like, "This your record?" She was like, "This your record?" I was like, "Oh, it is. Interesting." Kind of kept going on with my day, you know what I'm saying. But then when I started, Harlem Shake and all that, then I was like, "Oh shit, this is some shit." I never thought it was weird because when it was G-Dep's record alone, right? It had attention, but man, it didn't have the attention it needed till Puff did the remix. When Ghost and all of them got on it.
Really?
Oh yeah. Because it's been the
Special Delivery. Yeah, back then the remix would always want to take it to another level anyway, because that was our era at the time. But I think, coming after Let's Get It, which was a big record for G-Dep. You know what I'm saying? I thought it was the perfect follow-up. Special Deliveries, very similar looking video. They were keeping it consistent, the look. So I thought it was a great look for you as a producer,
Yeah, I thought so too. And then, Then we gave way to Today, and then Lil Wayne gets on it, and I'm like,
okay, so let's go there. So years later, fast forward, you're minding your own business, you driving along, and then all of a sudden, where the love go? 5, 4, 3, 2, I let one go. You like, what the fuck? Who said what the fuck? What's going on? That's my beat.
Yeah.
So what's cracking? How do you feel when you hear that?
Well, listen.
And by the way, Swiss Beats did that one.
Yeah, Swiss did it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
Okay.
Talk to me.
Whatever, Swiss is Swiss.
Talk to me on the producers.
So it was weird because I really like Lil Wayne, right? So Lil Wayne had got on Special Delivery on one of his mixtapes, and when he got to it, he's like, "Yo, I don't really like this beat like that," and I was like, so I'm like, okay, you don't like this.
He says it on the record.
Yeah, he has a mixtape with him rhyming on the original Special Delivery beat, and he says, I don't really like this beat like that. And I was like, oh, okay, but you don't rhymed on it, you sound good on it. Fast forward, then here come this record, maybe another year or two later, and I'm like,
this is crazy.
Yeah, this is a little weird. So then it was just like, so I'm like, oh God, here we go. Here go the phone calls. Yo, man, we ain't got your shit. And I was like,
I know.
You got my shit. And the first thing I said, I was like, here we go with the bullshit. It was like, yo, and I'm gonna be honest with you. I wasn't gave a shit. I just wanted Swiss just to say, yo, I know you did that beat. I fuck with that shit. That's why I redid it. That's all you had to say. You know what I'm saying? But like not acknowledging that was just turned to something else for me. It was like, yo, and I like, yo, I like, with Swiss, like, yo, man, Swiss changed the game.
For sure.
The time when we was doing beats, he he swiped it from. Y'all, I remember Nori coming in the session and was like, "Oh shit, I'm telling you now, you better fucking come with them beats. You better fucking put the choruses on them motherfuckers because these are the beats that's selling. Because that means I got to work less."
Less.
I was like, "Yo, I work less." I was like, "You don't want to do your own choruses?" Nah, man, I want to work less. I was like, oh, okay. So like, so it kind of changed the game now. Now, do I like? I'm not gonna front on you. I liked a lot of shit Swiss did. Some shit was a little kooky, you know what I'm saying? But it was like he got some shit. He was a fucking problem. Like, hands down. I'm not going to even.
You already know. It was a moment. Swiss came. It was a moment.
I ain't doing no 52 fake outs. Like, I ain't on that. Yo, that nigga has some shit. Like, but I just was like, yo, man, all he had to do was like, yo, yeah, well, we got it from Special Delivery, whatever. And just say,
you ever met Swiss or no? You ever met Swiss?
I met Swiss when we was younger, but not like, I haven't pulled up on him, but me and Swiss have a common friend. So when shit got funky, I called our common friend, and our common friend and him had a half-ass conversation. But like my common friend, he knows him like that. So it's like, it was like weird. It's kind of weird, but it's like, yo, whatever, man. Like I know how to move past shit. Like I don't give a shit. Like,
let's talk business though. Residuals. Do you get residuals off of that joint or no?
Nope, I won't get any residuals off of that because
we gotta call Swiss and make something happen. That's crazy.
I ain't calling Swiss.
That's crazy. I think but when you look up Uproar, I think your name is on there, no? When you look up Uproar, let's say you Wikipedia that shit. I think I seen your name.
Probably, maybe it does that, but I'm not gonna get any residuals for it. But nor do I care to get residual from it. Like, I'm not a person that I want to get credit for the work that I put in. Okay, cool. You use the same loop as me. Great. It's a lot of people.
What loop is that? By the way?
It's called Mobb Machine. Mobb Machine. Yeah, Mobb Machine. And it is what it is. Like, I ain't tripping on that. Like, it was, as long as it was a piece of nothing, and I brought it to life. They don't even sound like that. Like, this shit is speeded up dumb fast. That shit is mad slow and dreary. Like, yo, it's not even that kind of loop. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, yo, my nigga, I want people to be like, yo, it wasn't for him, then you wouldn't even be able to go to the files and try to get that, because the record it's a shitty ass record. Like it ain't on the record is shitty.
What has Swiss said when it comes to you? What did he
No,
say?
I mean,
In
he
terms
kind of, he
he
went back.
gave you.
Yeah, he went back. He retracted. Like, you know what I'm saying? He just gave me some dap.
Okay.
That's it. That's all I care about. Just like, come on, man. Just let's acknowledge we both from the Bronx. Just acknowledge it. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's cool. That's cool with me.
Send my man a plaque at least, man. Shit.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, send me a plaque.
Send me a plaque.
Send me a plaque to go with that. Yo. I ain't asking on verses. Just send me a plaque. We good. I mean, I'm over it anyway, but it's just like, yo, I mean, it is what it is. Like, the thing is, man, what they say, the person that originally does it is he's probably won't get rewarded like the person that comes back and bites it. The biter always benefits off of the person.
You already know.
It. And you already know. That's what the game is. It's like
you already know.
You got originators, and then you got the biters, and the biters are your farther than you. And
you already know.
Once you understand what it is.
Shout out to my man Teddy Riley. I love you, but no diggity. Trust me, we already know. My no diggity ain't nowhere. His no diggity. You feel me? So I dig it. I'm there.
So you gotta almost take it and be like, okay, this is like a compliment, but I don't like it.
I don't like it. I told Teddy when I spoke to him, I was like, yo, this the real Dre you should have had on that record. Stop playing with me. Come on, Ted. You already know.
But you be like, yo,
you already know.
Like, yo, sometimes, it's people like us that just create, and then it's the other ones
we already know.
And you be like, yo, you got huge off of that record, huh?
You already know.
There, motherfucker.
Yo, E, did you do Put It in Your Mouth with Akinelli?
No, I did this record called Thug Shit, that old bug shit, make a nigga baby mama fall in love and shit. Like we was all in the session. Yo, that session. Okay, so I did that after Get Money. We was all in the session, and yo, that session was a party. Like that's probably one of the funnest sessions in what's that studio? Power Play? That's what it's called?
Yeah, Power Play.
Power Play Studios. We did that.
What was it? King of Diamonds, pre-King of Diamonds? It was one of those sessions. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, Jeffries is there. That she sang that Put It in Your Mouth. Yo, listen, we did maybe the whole EP was done in that session.
You were in wow. In one session?
One session, he did basic. It felt like he did the whole EP in one session.
Who did that track?
Which one?
You Put It in Your Mouth joint.
Yo, the producers wasn't.
I have to look that up.
Whoever did that, the producers wasn't there that night. I don't think. Wow. I know CJ was his engineer, so CJ definitely was there. It was me. It was Kia Jeffries. And then Kia Jeffries had these other girls. Like they had a whole group, but all of them came. But Kia Jeffries did the chorus. The whole Left Rack was in there. It was a session. Definitely, I think that was definitely go home at 7 a.m.
One of those sessions.
7, 8. Yeah, we was in there. It was an all-nighter. Definitely an all-nighter. And I definitely had to jump on that 7 train to get back 42nd Street, to jump on that 2 to go all the way back to the BX. Yep, definitely.
I think you're one of the few producers that worked with Lil Kim and Foxy Brown. That's one of those things you could put to, because with Kim, you was on the La Bella Mafia album.
La Bella Mafia, yeah.
That, and for those who don't know, that's the album with just the Jump Off and Magic Stick and all that. So you were part of that big album.
Yeah, I liked it. Yeah, that was a good album. Classic.
Yeah. What's the joint you did on that? Well, that's like her third album.
Get in touch with us.
Get in touch with us.
With her and Styles P.
Okay. Okay. And then with Foxy Brown, how was it recording with Kim? Is she mad cool in the studio?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever met Kim.
She's a pleasure. Yeah, she's a pleasure to work with. And Foxy is too. I mean, Foxy is cool too. And Gavin, because Gav, the conduit for Foxy is Gavin. Her brother, is gonna make sure her shit. Like he was like the fucking Diddy of what they had going on. And then her other brother, Antoine, Yo, B, those are some good dudes right there. The whole family is good. Like they good dudes. Anton and Gavin, definitely.
So after you move to you do all these records,
Mm-hmm.
you move to Pro Tools happens,
Mm-hmm.
your personal life happens, you move to the A in 2010.
Mm-hmm.
What happens after 2010? Take me through quick the next 10 years. What's cracking?
Maybe 4 or 5 years of just figuring
Chilling.
out, yeah, chilling, figuring
Okay.
out life, and
Okay.
then
Okay.
maybe 15, about 15. Then I'm like, okay, let's see what we can do. So then we start fucking around with music again, like 15,
Okay.
and then
Okay.
we just take it on out. We just keep going from there. Yeah, but
Okay.
like the
Okay.
first
Because
those
I
4 years, the mother 4 years is just it was a dark 4 years. It wasn't like
okay.
I was over there or alcoholic or freaking or just
Yeah.
it wasn't none of that. It was just like
Yeah.
okay, like how can we figure out how to move on? And I wanted to be like at that time I said, well, let me just be regular. Let me just do regular shit, like not worrying about music. Let's see how it is to be a civilian.
Yeah. Yeah. Didn't like it. Didn't like it. Same here, bro. I moved to the A
Mm-hmm.
2004, cut my dreads off. Wasn't
Mm-hmm.
doing no shows, wasn't doing no music really.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing, trying to be a civilian.
Mm-hmm.
Hated it. You know what
Nah,
I mean?
man, I
Hated it.
can't.
Yeah.
The
So,
civilian that don't.
yeah.
Yeah, that didn't work so good because
So I know you worked with, pardon, you worked with, is this doing, you worked with Mobb Deep as well on like the reunion?
no, I did. The only thing I did on Infamy, that was '03.
Infamy.
Infamy,
Okay.
Infamy.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So that's then. So, okay. So in
That
2010, 11, 12, 15, slow motion.
slow
And
motion
then
and then
2016 to,
15,
then what
15,
happens?
16 are just like okay. Let me that kind of say okay. Let me. I end up turning into a manager. That's
Ah,
I end up turning into a manager. Wow,
oh,
with a knife to my neck.
oh,
And
yeah.
yeah, with a knife to my neck. But it was like it was a definitely I like the way I liked doing something different because that's kind of what it turns into. It's like yeah, sometimes you just got to do some different shit, man. And it was like I felt good fucking around being a manager till I ain't, you know what I mean. My thing is,
Feel good no more. Mm-hmm.
yeah, when it don't feel good no more, and it's like, well, I've been here before, so let's go figure it out again. And so
Who
like,
were you managing? You were managing producers?
yeah, I was managing one producer, 30 Rock. Yeah.
Okay, got you.
So,
Okay.
and then
So
right
that
now,
went and,
yeah, like we just, we feel like he my dude still, but we just parted ways or whatever.
okay.
So, but like, he like when we parted ways, he made the box for Rowdy Rich, and he got the Flamers Flow record out right now. Um,
Mm, mm.
he got a nice little catalog. His catalog is
Okay.
nice.
Young boy doing things. I got
Yeah,
you.
yeah, yeah,
Mm,
definitely. I'm
mm,
proud of
mm,
him. Definitely proud of him.
mm,
It was
mm.
when I thought he wasn't listening, he was actually listening. Whatever. But I just think that us being apart made him better. Better. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, sometimes being apart, it could go either way. But, he strove to be better, which is good. Like, you know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with change and being apart. And I'm happy for him. I'm definitely happy for him.
So you've done the management, you've done the DJing, you've done the producing. So where you at now in your life, E? What's the next
Uh,
chapter?
the last couple of years, I've been trying to find like the right artist or whatever. And every time the motion starts, their passion, they don't have enough passion.
Mm,
So I mean, found another artist that I really like a lot, but his lane is a little bit different than everybody else's lane. And even coming from like if I'm involved in it, it'll be not normal. But like, sometimes being out of norm is a better pocket to be in than to be normal. Like, you know what I'm saying? Of course everybody want a spitter, but
of course.
sometimes that's just not that's not what's called. Like that's not what's in your perimeter. So then
Mm,
you kind of see what else is out there. You understand what I'm saying? And then like
yeah, for sure.
then it was like the last couple of months, I'm like, yo, you have a lot of music you're sitting on. You could just put it out. And I haven't put out any music. And I was like, okay, well, probably will be putting out a beat CD soon. You
Yeah,
know,
that's a great idea.
you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? And kind of just, I want to do like, cause it's like, for me, I'm not really worried about, not saying you're not supposed to worry about money. I'm not really worried about money because I know how to make money. But like, when I put out music, it's because I want to put out music. And you know what I'm saying? I think this is what the world needs. Like, you understand what I'm saying? Not so much where, oh, I gotta get this money. No.
Who are some of the artists that you wish you could have worked with that you never had a chance to work with? Like, that you want, like,
of course they're gonna say Jay. Like, I did a record with Jay, it just didn't come out or whatever. But we did one record.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? We did.
Is that what record was that?
It never came out. It was actually what happened was they took the beat, moved it, and they Clue put it on his album, but it was to a different beat. But whatever.
Okay. What's the Rockefeller plaque for?
Memphis Bleak.
Memphis Bleak. What joint you did with Memphis? With Bleak?
Just a record called Every Day.
Every Day.
Yeah, with Carl Thomas. Yeah, Carl Thomas.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Were you shooting bits? So you were shooting beats to Jay and just with the whatever.
Yeah, I tried to make it on Jay's second album, but he wasn't nothing that he could vibe with. Like, shit happens. I mean, cool. I mean, it is what it is. I work with Big, so I was like, okay, so.
And that's the Life After Death album you worked with him on?
No, because of Junior M.A.F.I.A. Yeah, Junior M.A.F.I.A.
Oh, you through.
Yeah. And we was about to, before his untimely demise, we was about to start working on C's album. We had like 3-4 records for C's album.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I ended up still getting on C's album,
Yes, you did. Yeah.
But it's still kind of time.
Yeah, bittersweet.
Yeah, bittersweet. Definitely that. Definitely. It's like, but while he was on his way to LA, we was on the phone. He was like, yo, as soon as I get back, we're gonna start on C.
No.
Yeah, shit was, yo, listen, that big passing, it just was like, yo, that was a lot. And it happened, that was 97.
I was in the studio.
And what happened was, it was like, yo, then it was like, it was Capone. It was about, that's when I kind of really was like, damn, this Capone-N-Noreaga shit better work, man, because, that big shit, that fucked some shit up, like, because of the music that I was gonna put out the next go round, boy.
Yeah.
It was gonna be lit. It was gonna be lit.
Yeah. Yo, I wanna pivot right now to 2001 when you started working with you were working with Foxy Brown on her Broken Silence album. Yeah, right. That was actually her third, like, considered last album, if anything, right?
More or less, yeah.
Yeah. So you did the intro on that album,
right?
Which to me set the tone. Listening to the album, correct. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Might not have been the biggest record on the record.
Yeah, because it was just an opener. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, but it set the tone though, So tell me about that record, how the making of the track, getting with Fox on that.
I was in the house, I was digging, and this record came on. The chick was like, seems like everybody's on my back.
Right.
It was like, it's a couple other words that go along with it. Right. And I was like, let me make a beat to this. And I was like, oh, this is just gonna be for Foxy. Fuck it. Like, it was customly built for her. Like, with everything she got going on. I came in the studio, that was like the first beat I played. They was like, oh yeah, we're taking this immediately. Like, it wasn't even, it was hands down. And I was like, yo, I said, well, I'm gonna go back behind it because I want to play the sample over, but like, just some of the stuff in the sample. So, if she was gonna rhyme on it, but then it became an intro instead. So we just left it as is. But it was stuff played over though, right?
Because she does kick some bars on it. It's not
right,
just,
exactly.
you know, I think it was beautiful how you did it too. I think it was dope because we come from all of that listening to the NWA album. You was putting in news clippings. I love the way you pieced it together, and what was cool was that guy talking an actual news clipping, or you brought someone in to talk on that? Yeah, I think that was dope. I love when, you know, other elements come into music like that. You take shit from, you know, today in South Central, you know what I mean? When they was doing all that. Yeah, I thought that was,
that was like, that was definitely a pivotal moment.
Right.
Me too. I was just like, you know, I always wanted to work with her, but you know, I didn't want to be in the middle of the World War.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And you're referring to,
like, you know, her and Kim, you know,
Kim, right.
Kim.
Because at that time she's going through it with Kim. She's going
like, you know, they always been back and forth. But I mean, sometimes I'd be like, at that time, it felt like it was more than music. You know what I'm saying? But you know, like, you know, a lot of times it's just music. It's just, you know, I think it's a Brooklyn thing or something. It might be a BK thing, but I mean, so I did it, and I was
how
like,
was that session?
Oh, it was cool. Like I said, like Gavin is like really, he that dude. Like Gavin, nobody talks about him, which makes no sense to me because he's pivotal in the middle of everything.
Give an example of how he's pivotal in her career. Give an example of how Gavin
he gets into the studio. He makes sure she works. Like, you know, somebody has to be held accountable for the artist. And it was like, yo, he's the only one from what I saw from afar or whatever that would make sure she was where she needed to be and she was doing what she's supposed to be doing. I mean, besides her on her own, but you know, but like that's her brother, you know. So it's like that's her blood brother, and Antoine too. Like, you know what I'm saying? Antoine is like, I've done a lot of work with Antoine, like, you know, because he was with Trackmasters. You know what I'm saying? At that time. Yeah. So you know, but like, her brothers was definitely pivotal in her career.
So you're in the studio, and then you just played her everything right then and there, and then she just went in the booth and kicked her. It was like a 12, maybe.
No, we didn't even get it done that night. We got we just got the music done. We didn't even get the bars done that night. No, definitely not. You know, it was closed sessions.
Yeah. Did you take you do the track? Do you take it to her, or word gets to you that she needs tracks? Do you know her?
It was picked on the spot. After it was picked on the spot, it was one more phone call, latest beat. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't too much playing around at that time, especially like with you know, with the records that I had in my arsenal. It was like, yo, just pick the beat. Okay, we're gonna pay him. That's what it is. It wasn't too much hassle. I didn't deal with a whole lot of hassle back then at all. Still, I mean, even till today, I don't deal with no hassle back then. It's like, yo, when you make your mark, you made your mark. It was like, yo, he already proved himself. So whatever he coming with, he just help, you know what I mean? He's doing it for the culture now. At the end of the day.
How come you didn't do anything else on the album? Just
I came in at the final hour. To be honest with you, I was like the last track, which is the first track on the album.
Okay. So then that's 2001, and then 2002 rolls around, right? Right? Okay, I don't know what you're thinking when. What pops into your mind for 2002?
I was on my Mobb Deep shit then.
Okay, great minds think alike. Yeah, that's where I wanted to go. 2002. The infamy. Talk to me. Getaway. For those who don't know, right?
It was Prodigy. It was HNIC and Infamy. Well, I think Prodigy album came before Infamy. So we was working on Prodigy joint. His joint came out. It started making noise. All right. So then I go back in the studio, and I'm like, I go CP again, and I play him. I put on this beat. We was in what's that studio on 23rd Street? Soundtrack? That's what it's called? Soundtrack?
Yep.
Soundtrack. We go on Soundtrack, but he used to be at the one around the corner, not the main building, but the side one on the little off street. So we went in there and he was like, yo, we need some shit for the album. And I was like, I said, all right. So I gave him, I said, here we go. Boop. That was one of them. I said, yo, if they don't take this, man, I don't know where I'm going with it. and it came on, and it was like, well, it was P. P was like, because P laid his verse first. And it was like P picked it, Half came in and he did his verse, and next thing you know, that was on the album.
When you did, I mean, you know, Havoc is known because a lot of people think Half did the track. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, well, just couldn't pass it.
People tell me they think Alchemist did the track.
Oh, okay. See,
yeah,
even
I get a lot of that. Yeah, I get a lot of that. Like, I thought Alchemist did that. I was like, I don't know how you thought that when my name was Boop.
Yeah, but you know, people don't read, bro. People don't read.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Did you do the tracks? Did you do that track specifically for them?
No, I just did. I do it for me first.
Oh, I got you.
And after that, then they get what I like for, like, because it got to start with me, else I'm not gonna play it. But when I kept riding with that beat, I was like, this beat is it. But I knew where it had to go, where it could be effective. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, even though that's like, you know, I'm from Capone-N-Noreaga, so like now I'm over here with Mobb Deep, and anything that I had to do with Mobb Deep, I had to make sure that shit sounded official. Like, you know what I'm saying? You know, I'm still a fan of them. You know what I'm saying? So that was the thing about music. I was a fan of a lot of people. So like when I got to get next to them, I was like, oh yes.
Yeah.
This is the chance I've been waiting for. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it was like different from me. They didn't know I wasn't groupied in their face, but in my head, I was like, yo, bro, I'm with G. I'm with Havoc. Yo, we gonna make this shit. And like, you know what I'm saying? But you get in front of them, even like when you get in front of Puff, like I got in front of Puff. Well, even taking it back, when we was doing Get Money, Big latest verse, he called Puff. Took the phone, threw it up. He's like, yo, Puff, listen to this. And nigga Puff was like, shit, that's supposed to be for Big album, man. He's like, nah, I got it. Nah, this is Junior Mafia. But Puff wanted that record, bro. Puff wanted that record.
And Big held his ground on it.
He had to, because he had to make sure
he had obligations.
He had to make sure they had some joints. Like, I mean, like, you know, that was at the end of the day, that was a goal. But if Puff could have had that record, he would have took that record.
How was it working with Puff? You know, just interact. Did you just work with mainly the artists, or did you have a lot of interaction?
Nah, man, yeah, interaction with Puff, but it was like he'd be like, yo, work. Like he wasn't really on my back because I deliver. Like, you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, you got to be a person that delivers, and even with him, I delivered. Like, you know, so it was like, what you gonna tell me? Like, yo, I'm gonna start with what I like first. And I'm gonna do like I always do, and then I'm gonna play you what I like. And if you don't like it, then I'm gonna take it somewhere else.
You weren't considered part of the hit men though, right?
Yeah, I was a hit man.
Oh, okay. A lot of people don't know.
Yeah, I was a hit, and then it was like kind of like, you know, there was the first tier of like where it was D. Ron Lawrence, Nasheen. You didn't see pictures with Carlos, but Carlos was basically a hitman. You know, then it was the first round with Stevie J. You know what I'm saying? And then you know, Stevie J dipped, and then here come Mario Winans. You know what I'm saying? So, but like, you know, the Mario Winans wave and all that, that's kind of when I got there, like that. But like I worked with Stevie too, though. So like Stevie, my man.
Okay, so that's why, because I kind of was familiar. I went over there a few times to get beats as well. So you were what wave do you consider yourself of the hitman?
I consider myself the second wave of hitman.
Okay.
Like kind of the second wave, but it was, you know, that was right when he did that remix album.
Okay.
We invented the remix right around, and there was like a whole thing. We went out to the Hamptons and worked in Puff Crib and you know, Puff Crib studio, whatever. Like it was like a whole new, like kind of like a revival, because at that time Puff was like, he felt like he wasn't where he was supposed to be. Like, I guess that's the better way to say it.
Musically or businessly or business-wise?
I think it was everything. Like, you know, I think it was everything. And it was like him, like the rebirth of Puff Daddy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Or really it was P. Diddy then. because he was getting ready. He changed his name over. It wasn't Puff Daddy no more. It was P Diddy. Right. So when he did the P Diddy thing, that's when all of these changes started coming in. So then, because if you look at that particular album, we invented the remixes, P Diddy. So he kind of he changed his name-ish, you know, and try to like kind of just freshen up. Like, and I think everybody has, everybody should do that at a certain point. Because, people take you for whatever they take you for. You be like, all right, cool. Like maybe I'm gonna change my shit up.
Wow. So, okay. So you, first I want to know, how do you become one of the hitmen? How does that go?
No, it kind of,
he just says, yo,
it landed on my doorstep, like, you know what I'm saying? So
from the work you put in.
Yeah, it kind of landed on my doorstep. I don't know.
Do you sign? Are you signed to him? Like, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're literally signed to him.
Yeah.
And I know from there, he kind of would outsource. He would bring the work in because of his name, and then he had the team.
Well, no, it wasn't that, because I was still on my own shit.
You were still on your own shit?
Yeah, I always consider myself an independent worker.
Okay.
Okay. You gotta consider yourself independent, because it was like depending on somebody to go work for you at that time. Sure. It was like, nah, it didn't work.
Sure.
For me.
So you're in the Hamptons. You're working on the remix album.
Kind of was working on everything. It wasn't just a little bit of everything. So we was working between the studio. We was in the Hamptons. We got like it was a retreat. We had a bad boy retreat out there in the Hamptons, and then it was like, then it was just work, whatever. So it was like, it was plenty of work. It was just figuring out what these artists was going to get on and what was going to get kept was the problem, because you didn't know what was going to get kept, because they was clocking out records. It was a lot of records made. It's a lot of records sitting too. A lot.
Give the world an example of one of the biggest records that came out of that whole time right there.
Special Delivery came out of that time.
Okay, so that's your Special Delivery.
Okay. Shyne record was done prior to that.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Shyne was done in 2000. But really, Shyne record was done in 99. But then the J-Lo, Puff Daddy
situation.
That case. The case.
So you're running with them hard at that time. I got you. You down with this? Okay.
I was already in, but like that record was done in 99. It was about to come out, and what happened was that case came and everything went dormant. It went dormant. Yeah, for real.
Okay, and just to try and bring it back to the Getaway record. So you're with the crew. You're is that part of your example of you just working independently as well when you do Getaway?
Yeah.
Okay, I got you.
Independently.
I got you.
I was working with Mike Lighty. I was working with Mike Lighty, but I was actually, when I was doing all of the stuff with Mobb Deep and Prodigy, I was working with Jonathan Lighty. And Jonathan Lighty was their A&R, and like he was a part of me coming over there and getting them the right beats or some beats. You know what I'm saying? Because it ain't like Havoc couldn't do the whole album. Havoc could have did the whole album. He didn't really need nobody.
Were you intimidated, or you were more like?
No, I always went in as just like, yo, I'm glad to be able to be on this album. Like, even to do anything with Mobb Deep, because I thought for many years it's like, oh, that's impossible. Because because like I told you earlier, it was like Q-Tip was like that's like one of my like as far as producers, I hold them on a higher level. And like the stuff that Q-Tip did on the first album, what was the record? Was it Give Up the Goods? Is whatever the name of the record is. I just can't offhand. But like, Q-Tip was on the album. And I was like, man. But like, I know that Havoc's training is, he got, Havoc got some shit.
Yeah. Havoc was our first guest on the Producers Podcast.
For real? Yeah.
Shit, bro. Yeah. I mean, yo, E, when you look at, some of the comments for Getaway, people say it's one of their best records, it's their hardest, joint today. It gets a lot of, man, that song is one of You know what I mean? I've seen comments, and I've even seen, yo, one of Havoc's best produced beats. I'm like, wow, that's crazy. And I think that just goes to you being, earlier we were talking, just you being so reserved and not being out in the camera and being, hey, I'm the guy, you know what I'm saying? So, you know.
It's funny, it was like even Meek Mill had did it on his, Meek Mill had did the record over on his last album. And I ran up on Cannon, like, because me and Cannon is cool. DJ Cannon had did the beat, and he was like, yo, I did not know you did Getaway, yo.
Right.
He was like, for real? He was like, yo, bro. He said, yo, I just did something for Meek with it. I was like, all right, cool, whatever. You know, I ain't tripping. You know what I'm saying? But like, yeah, like, it is what it is. It's just
Yo, hey, I wanted to ask you, just sidebar off the head. Why the name EZ Elpee? Where'd you get that name from?
Okay, so I'm from the Bronx, right? And there's a kid on my block, and he still move around now. His name was LG. So like LG was like, I don't know if he knows it or not. He probably doesn't, but because I was a kid, he used to be a record store at right across the street from my house. It was a record store. He used to work in there. So he would always be in there DJing. Like I would go in there and watch him DJ, be like, yo, this guy right here, man. Like, because it wasn't my first exposure to DJing, because like they used to do it in the parks right by my house in the basketball court and all that too. But I would go to the record store and he used to be DJing, and I was actually a fan of him. His name was LG. Actually, it was EZ Elpee, and I just said, oh, fuck it. I'm gonna call myself EZ Elpee. And it kind of just happened. But you know, it was, and then I think he changed his name. It ain't even LG no more. It's Cut Master something now.
Yeah. I know. Okay. I know you mentioned you're DJing a lot, and I wanted to even ask you, were you Tricks DJ, just regular house party, just rocking the party? No, what kind of DJ were you?
When I was younger, I used to do I used to do basement parties in my building. I used to do parties in my block. And then what happened was, you know, I kind of kept going. And then I went to doing mixtapes probably when I was about 19, 20-ish. About 19, 20-ish, I started doing mixtapes.
Okay.
And that's how my name got spreaded a lot more of that. But I went right from mixtapes to doing beats.
Okay, I got you.
You know, so it was phases. You know, it's phases.
And at that time, mixtapes are considered just you getting the latest and the greatest, and you putting it together. I got you.
Yeah, I used to go to there was this one spot on 124th and 7th, like, because I'm trying to remember the name, of course I can't. But the spot. And then, you know, they was the only person that sold my mixtapes. So it was like, yo, if you didn't go there and get it, then you didn't have it. So it was like, I wanted my mixtapes to be personalized. Like it used to be the Most Crew. I wanted, like, Most Crew used to sell their tapes on the block in front of the store. Like Big Murph owned the store, and it was Justice and this guy named BJ. But outside their store, the Most Crew would be outside the store selling M33 or M31. Like, and I was like, yo, I like the way they got it personalized. And if you wanted to get the Most Crew tape, you had to get it from them. So that's why I kind of just went into one store and just rocked out of that one store. You know what I'm saying?
Before we wrap up real quick, I wanted to ask you just something real quick. When earlier you went up and you showed me your record room and your beat machine. What was that? What was that?
SP1200.
SP1200. Do you still use those machines, or being that Pro Tools came in, and how did you adapt to the change?
Like, kind of, well, not. Sometimes when I want to go back to something that gets stuck in my head, it was a beat that was stuck in my head, and I looked for the disc. I don't know. It's in there, but I gotta find the disc because it's one beat that I'm particularly looking for. But I kind of start going through stuff here and there, like, you know, throughout the years, or maybe even last year, as late as last year. And I'll just go and I'll be like, yo, let me just listen to my old ideas. But like, I got a DAT machine up there, and they're on DATs, but the machine is broke, so I gotta get another DAT.
So what's your go-to? What do you use now? What do you use?
I use an MPC. I was using an MPC Touch, but now I got the newest MPC that's out. whatever the newest in PC is out right now. I get everyone that comes out. I just buy them to buy them. So I got a bunch of PCs.
Yo, real quick, let me just before we wrap up, we're running short on time. What was your? I know you mentioned Trackmasters. What was your relationship with them like?
Oh, Tone was my man.
Okay.
Yeah. I talked too, but like they used to invite me up to we was working on Nas album, and they used to invite me up to they invited me up to Bear Mountain because that's where they used to work on Nas album at. Yeah, because it's no distraction up there. Your phone don't work.
Right.
In the middle of the night, you gotta run back to the cabin because the deers and all kinds of shit be out there in the middle of the night. It'd be like it's once you get up there, you ain't going
up there. Yeah.
And actually that I had got there right after 50 left. 50 had went up there right before, like maybe a day or two before I got there. He did 19 records in 2 days.
Yeah, that's that hunger. I know it. I've been there. Yeah, that's crazy.
Exactly.
Yeah. So you came up with knowing Tone and Trackmasters. People don't know they were legendary doing a lot of stuff with 50. You know, and a lot of guys back then, you know.
Exactly. Definitely. But Bear Mountain was at that time in New York. That's where we could go and get some work done.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yo, E, I think that wraps it up, bro. I really appreciate your time on the Producers Podcast, as usual. You know how we do.
Right.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Another one. Thanks for joining, everybody. This is my brother from another mother, EZ Elpee, one and only legendary producer. You already know. Get with it. Right. One love.
What?
Yeah. Thanks for joining me on today's episode of the Producers Podcast, produced by my guys Raj and Vic at the Creative Content Agency. I couldn't do it without them. Big shout out to them. If you like what you heard today, please share it with everybody that likes to hear about these kind of stories behind the beats with these amazing producers. Also, if you happen to be listening on Apple Podcasts, please give us a 5-star rate and review. Also for the crew over at Spotify, you know what I mean? Please do what you do over there. Listen, follow me at my social site, you know what I mean? At Krazy Drayz. That's KrazyDrayz. Leave me some messages, leave me some questions, leave me some ideas. You know, I'm gonna holler back at you because that's just what we do at the Producers Podcast. Hey, yo, once again, thanks for tuning in. See you next time. Peace.